My name is Jill. I am going to try to get this going on YouTube about essential tremors, which is a neurological condition that is incurable, and my identical twin sons are 27 years old, and they started having tremors when they were 16. They were misdiagnosed as having social phobia. Right now, things are really bad with them, hard, in a lot of pain, emotionally, mentally, physically. They are very, very smart. Michael worked on developing a game engine, Voidseer, and developed a game called Fail Escape from Cyricon, which got pirated after he worked on it for 3 years. Both he and Sean were computer programmers before they graduated from high school, self-taught. Sean wanted to be a robotics engineer, electrical engineer. He made a couple of little robots when he was in school. And then the tremors got worse. We did not have a good insurance, and Sean was trying to make it through college to get his degree, and Michael was at home working on his game engine. So, never had problems with drugs, alcohol, or juvenile delinquency. They were anti-alcohol, but they started drinking when they realized that it was helping their tremors. Sean desperately was trying to make it through school. He even taught himself to read, write, and speak the Russian language. And they pushed themselves and learned a lot about computers. Very, very smart mathematically, scientifically, computer savvy, kind hearts, nice looking young men. And I've watched this ugly disability, essential tremors, that is the least understood neurological condition, taking its toll on their lives. Sean has been on over 20 different medications since 2011. It is now 2016, December. They can't get work because of their hands shaking, and it's not just their hands, it affects their internal organs as well, and their voice. I have 6 sons. My second son has a form of essential tremors, but at least he's established in his field and has a career. My third son has it, but it's not as debilitating as Sean and Michael's. I'm a single parent. I have to work. I have no retirement. I'm a caregiver. And I feel helpless, not being able to help Sean and Michael. I've reached out to so many places. Can't afford it. Even a trauma therapist can't afford it. And they don't understand, those who I've talked to, what essential tremor is. And now Sean and Michael are dependent upon alcohol to help with the tremors. Sean was the lab rat. And Michael will not take any medications. We did try the propranolol, which didn't work. Tried medical marijuana, that doesn't really work. Sean's almost died 3 times. 2 times from suicide attempt while he was on gabapentin. The other time he aspirated, and if I wouldn't have woken up at 2:30 in the morning where he collapsed, he would have died. He was minutes from dying, and I'm in the health field. He was on life support. And it was during that one of many ER visits that I told the pulmonary specialist what he's gone through and what we've gone through trying to get help for Sean to see a neurologist. And he guaranteed me that Sean would be seeing a neurologist before he left the hospital. Back in 2011, Sean was feeling suicidal. He was on the antidepressant, anti-anxiety, because the regular PCP, and we couldn't get in to see a neurologist because there was a year wait, which is silly. We go to the emergency room. And that ER doctor was cruel. He said, other people have it worse off than you. And when I tried to explain to him that this is he has a neurological condition called essential tremors, he told me I was babying him, and he had a police officer standing by with shackles, and he 5150'd my son. And that's when a lot of trauma began. Anyway, it's too much to talk about right now, but I suggested that we start a YouTube show to, not just in hopes of helping my sons, but to help others. Because that's what we all need to do, is to help one another. People don't realize that if their loved ones have a little tremor or a lot of tremor, it could be essential tremors, not social phobia, not that they did something wrong, not that they're nervous. It could be this ugly neurological condition. We've been through to many doctors. There's nothing they can do. I can't pray any harder, but I feel so alone. It's just us. And I know that their big brother, he's around when he can be. The others are gone. They're out of state. Even going through the Department of Rehabilitation, Sean, it was determined that he wouldn't be able to hold down a job, not in your typical workplace. I'm also trying to get through to Donald Trump and see if he might be able to help. And if anybody else out there cares, because we feel pretty darn alone. Try Dr. Jody out in Palm Desert. But we couldn't afford it. $500 a day. It was effective. And Sean tried desperately to get through school, so did Michael, through the Disabled Students Program. They weren't very helpful. And Sean one time asked, well, what about programs for people with my color of skin? And he was called a racist when he was told that there are programs that are for Hispanics, and I'm not knocking Hispanics, but my son was called a racist when he simply asked, what about, special programs to help with people with my color? And he was called a racist. And he was told to be brave. My son was very brave going to school, trying to make it. And sometimes, you feel like just collapsing and you can't sleep. And it's horrible. I've done everything I can, trying all these holistic things throughout these years. Doing everything I can to save my sons. And I'm going to try reaching out to the world. I've even tried Dr. Phil, couldn't get through. And now I'm reaching out to anybody who will listen. And even if you can just send words of support for them so that they can know that people really care. I try to GoFundMe, and some very kind people. I got a little over $1,000, and I see people that get tens of thousands of dollars, and I don't know enough people to spread the word around, because I would really like to be able to get back to Dr. Jotty. And now Michael's tremors are worse. And people just don't understand. They say, oh, go dig ditches. Well, guess what? Physical labor makes it worse. And they're tired. And I don't... This is the only thing I can think of, is to reach out on the internet and hope that somebody will care. And this will be a series, because I think it will be good for Sean and Michael to be able to talk, and even talk when they're feeling so bad and hopeless and hurting, not just emotionally, mentally, but physically. So we're hoping that people will care, because we feel pretty alone. Till the next time.